institutions, the other tools, and the Commission of Inquiry is one of the tools.
It's a waste of time because right now, I don't know, and I would wait to hear any of you that would say of any Commission of Inquiry that has set out recommendations, they'll do their work and perhaps they'll be good, but at the end of the day, it's on the president and the executive, and the past history has showed nothing becomes of it. So that one wonders, what is this belief this time around? It'll be any different?
I think it will be, we should not be very cynical or pessimistic, but because there are commissions that have worked. And,
which one and what?
We're going to these examples. What we want to say is that apart from Parliament, the law gives the President other avenues, legal avenues, and the Independent Commission of Inquiries Act gives him that route. So we are saying, let the President spare no effort or spare no tool in the legal toolkit given by him, to him, by our Constitution and our laws. And we must look outside Parliament if things are not working. But either way...
But even the commissions still haven't gotten an answer whether they've worked and how this will work differently. But Honorable Mudavadi, you're on record in a recent televised interview saying the reason you strongly believe we should go the way of a commission of an inquiry is because the investigative agencies are stretched. DCI, DPP, EACC. But at the end of the day, let's imagine that this became the one time the recommendations got unprecedented political will of a commission of inquiry if it was formed. Won't that still go back to these institutions to investigate, to be able to go look at those recommendations? So again, going round in circles just to take us back to a matter that's already seized off by these institutions. So what's the point again, is the question.
I think we should be a little bit broader when we are looking at these things. First of all, why would the Constitution provide or give the President powers to be able to put in place an independent commission of inquiry? It's because it is one of the civilized and legal ways to deal with certain issues. Now, if you look at the Kenya's history, there's nothing wrong in having commissions. And I've repeatedly said in other fora that we have the Kriegler Commission, for instance, which made very specific recommendations on how to improve our electoral system.
Look at the struggles we still have here.
Well, we shall deal a little bit with that, but they made very important recommendations. And if we implement those recommendations to the letter as a country, we shall get away from the vicious cycle.
So, Honorable Mudavadi, let me interject briefly, with due respect, and I'll give you some more time to continue. That's the point. That right there is the crux of my question. And I believe many Kenyans want to understand that, yes, they came up with recommendations. Kriegler, don't change electoral laws so close to the election. Look at what happened the other election. Each of these, you'll see the recommendations. When it comes to implementation, the ball is dropped. So that, what are you telling Wekesa and every other person, Wanjiko, wherever they are, that will be different this time? Are you just trying?
I think as a nation, we must get our laws and our institutions to work. All right? If there has been a failure at one point in time, we should not say that because there has been a failure, we should walk away from a legal process. The fight against corruption must not be converted into a witch hunt. It must be a process that is seen to be fair, that is judicious, so that at the end of the day, if one is found guilty, he's dealt with in accordance with the law. Equally, if one is innocent, then they are acquitted. What we have been seeing in some of these institutions, recent incidents, is that people are dropping names one after the other. Who is innocent and who is not? Who is suffering unfairly from the publicity that is ensuing from this sugar scandal debate? Now, these are issues that can only be singled out through a proper process.
And it will then go back to DCI, DPP, EACC, who are already looking into the matter.
Because the law gives them that opportunity. But remember, the DCI is investigating NYS. The DCI is investigating...
But even the findings of that commission will come back to them.
Listen to me on this.
Because the commission, yeah.
It is a process, okay? You can help isolate certain things so that it is much easier for them to know where to focus, okay? Right now, there are so many cases being investigated. Some of the officers handling these cases are now handling maybe 5, 6 situations. They're really going to be overstretched. So we are saying that the president can open another window which can only buttress the process that is ongoing by some of these other institutions.
Okay.